Okay, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I just want to make a video pointing out some chart details. I got a number of different charts up here. I got the current chart of today, May 10th. I have here the Taurus new moon in May 19th. And then I have the Great American Eclipse that took place in 2017. The total solar eclipse that took place back then. And then I have here another nodal point that took place in towards the end of 2018. And then I have here another significant nodal point of the Saturn Jupiter conjunction in 2020. So we're gonna skim over quite a few different charts here, and bear with me because this is a lot. I have literally been sitting and meditating and looking at these charts and feeling into just the cycles that I've observed in going on in the world, and cycles taking place in my own life, and on a more profound spiritual level, cycles that are multidimensional on a soul level, that even though I can feel it, and I understand what's happening on a psychic, emotional, feeling level. It is far. It is far. It's far more difficult for my conscious mind to actually hold all the information. So bear with me here. So we're gonna begin with the Taurus new moon. And I'm just going to kind of like be speaking out loud on all the things that I'm pointing out. And as I'm pointing out these patterns and these significances, then, as we're going along with just catching you up to speed with what's been and what is and what's happening and what's going to continue to happen, then I'll be adding in more of meaning and purpose, and my own thoughts and ideas about how I interpret these observations. So I want to point out that the new moon coming up is happening on May 19th, around noon Eastern Standard Time. You can see here the sun and moon. The new moon will happen at exactly 28 degrees Taurus. Okay, and as this new moon is happening here at 28 degrees Taurus, we also see that Jupiter has entered Taurus at the 0 degree point. And this Jupiter, this 0 degree point of Taurus is very significant. And so keep in mind this 0 degree point. We're going to keep coming back to this 0 degrees in all the fixed signs, actually. And then also keep in mind on this the 28th degree here. So during this Taurus new moon, we have Jupiter just entering the 0 degree point of Taurus, and also conjunct the south node here with the 3 degree orb. And here we have Pluto that's been at this 0 degree Aquarius point for quite some time. Pluto's now retrograde. Pluto retrograded in Aquarius at 0 degrees 22 minutes on May 1st. So it's been, it's going to have been almost 20 days, and Pluto will just have only backtracked just a couple of minutes, just but 5 minutes in weeks' time. So here we have, during this Taurus new moon in the fixed signs 28 degrees, a very intense square of Jupiter excuse me, a very intense square of Jupiter 0 degrees Taurus to Pluto 0 degrees Aquarius. Um, this is very intense, and it so this is the moment of the new moon, right? But the energy in the story and the flow of what's happening, it keeps on growing, it keeps on morphing, because we're in the midst of a transformational process collectively and individually in our lives. So in shortly after, the climax of this full moon, I'll take us here to fast forward by the hour. We see in the same day of the new moon, um, the same day of the new moon, after the new, just hours, just just but just but 3 hours after the new moon, in Taurus, the moon is going to move into 0 degrees Gemini. And so here we have, even more emphasis on being in a very fertile field of vibration where there's a lot of new beginnings. There's a lot of new stuff going on. And so being that the new moon took place first in Taurus, this is the development towards brand new manifestations, physical, literal, real manifestations. And it's at a high level because the new moon took place in the third decan, but in the final few degrees of Taurus. So this is high level manifestations, or like real big manifestations, especially supported with the Jupiter here now in Taurus at the same time. But there are some challenges and some strangeness to the manifestations that are happening here. And as we can see, how only hours after the new moon, with the moon now entering 0 degrees Gemini, it adds also how, as we are manifesting new things on real, physically tangible scales, our mind is at the same time expanding in curiosity at just how far we can take these new directions, these new initiations in our lives, and how we're evolving our mind, our perception, our attitude, and our communication style towards what it is we are wanting to manifest. And now I'm going to take us to a day later, May 20th. So we see here on May 20th, the Mars moves into 0 degrees Leo, opposing this Pluto here, 0 degrees Aquarius, while Jupiter here at 0 degrees Taurus is here. So, and then we have the nodes. They're not at the 0 degree point, but that doesn't mean that this isn't involved. In fact, all this is just this is a very long movie with multiple climaxes and build-ups and build-downs, and it's only going to be a matter of months until the nodes reach this 0 degree point here, further activating and initiating the actions that are to be taking place with this grand fixed cross here. So this is what we got going on right now, is a grand fixed cross with between the north and south node, Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto. This is very intense, okay? And then shortly after that, we also begin Gemini season. So this Gemini season towards the end of May is going to be really helpful in helping us keep up with the pace in just how much is shifting in our lives, because the areas in our lives that are shifting with these energies are vibrations that have been fixed, meaning they have been the same for ever, for lifetimes. And it's a lot it's a lot to handle. It's a lot to handle for the ego, for the ego, the mind, the spirit, and the fact that this intense fixed grand fixed cross is happening right when Gemini season is going to begin with a Gemini moon. This is really going to help us keep an open mind and help us adapt by building new neurological synapses and connections, so we can develop the necessary attitude that will help us adjust and assimilate to the changing vibrations taking place here. This is huge. This is huge. This is not easy. Um, and then let's see. A few days later, I'm gonna take it to my birthday, because my birthday is May 24th. Let's go see what's that. There's always cool stuff happening on my birthday. So we see on my birthday, the moon reaches Leo and conjuncts Mars in this grand fixed cross here. So, it's beginning. We're building up to it right now. May 10th, right now, we're building up towards this new moon, and even post this new moon, the energy is going to keep morphing and intensifying as these planets progress together. As Jupiter progresses, Mars and Jupiter both are going to progress 1 degree together, except Mars is going to be moving a little bit faster and reach 2 degrees, and then the moon's going to catch up and be right there. So the moon, after the new moon, once it goes into Gemini, and also the sun goes into Gemini, and as I was saying before, this helps us keeps an open mind with curiosity and wanting to obtain more information or knowledge and more truth in who we are and how we identify in this shifting world. Then the moon goes into Cancer, and as the moon is in Cancer, meeting over Venus, this is going to really help us in tapping in on psychic levels, just how profound this shifting period we are in right now. And then once the moon finally catches up and meets here with Leo, we see that we are. So what's going to happen? Because Mars Pluto opposition aspects, it's very intense, and some folks would say be careful, because emotions can be very volatile. People could be more quick to be angry or more violent, or we can be more in our ego and trying to force our will upon others. Because what Mars and Pluto aspects do is it creates a very strong force of will. And in these fixed signs, this adds to the stubbornness and just how strong we're trying to force our will upon things. And the only reason why that will and force is so strong is because Pluto and Mars together lend us to the power to actually make things happen. And so when the moon is here, it's just going to continue to help our subconscious emotional body to assimilate And it could go either way. Either we could be resistant, very resistant. So this could either be very difficult or very beautiful, leading to more opportunities and more blessings. And the way it's going to be very difficult is if we are still trying to resist the change, the natural order, the natural flow of change that has to take place within our lives here. So this is massive. This is, and look, this is, this is squaring the north and south node here. The north and south node, they're like two literal portals, where the north node is like a portal to the future that governs, the elements of faith and destiny, but also things that are just inevitable. There are inevitable things that people are going to face in their lives, and it's this north node point, on how it is activated or triggered within our own charts, that will give us the understanding on how certain inevitable chain of events may occur in our lives, such as, the losing of a parent. At some point, everybody in their lives loses their parents pass away. That's an inevitable thing. And the way in which the agreement, the soul contract in which these events happen, is part of the vibrations of fate, of destiny. At least this is how I interpret it. Okay, this is how I explain this to my clients that book readings to me. And the south node is the portal of the past. It is the accumulation of your karma. The south node will inform us what type of skills and lessons that you've mastered from past life experiences, but also the type of karmic cyclical patterns that your soul has been stuck in, trying to learn, and move past these things. And anytime we have planets intensely squaring the nodes, what we're dealing, what's being created here is a nodal point of literally being able to rewrite both history and the present and the future. This is where individuals, some people are born with squares to their natal north and south nodes, such as I am, and individuals that are born with squares to the nodes, this is known as the skip step. And when they happen as a transit, it's like the whole world collectively is able to experience this skip step. And the skip step is basically moving through a whole lot of experiences on all scales in order to rapidly grow through experiences that the soul and your conscious personality need to learn and experience and obtain wisdom in order to make leaps, to skip steps ahead in your soul growth, evolutionary process, in your ascension process. So, this grand fixed cross right here interfacing with the transiting nodes is a massive point. This is why, in my opinion, this is why so many channelers, healers and readers and psychics, for years now, have been having a hard time with pinpointing exactly what's going to happen, because there are so many timelines that are interfacing right now, and the direction of the future of humanity can go in so many ways. And us star seeds here, we in so many different ways, and even in the most mundane parts of our lives, we with the choices we make, we are shifting realities, we are shifting timelines. And this month is a very, very powerfully potent month to make massive timeline shifts that will literally take your conscious mind and your body months to catch up to it. months, 6 months to a year to catch up to all this work that's being done. We're barely catching up to the timeline jumps and the work that we did back in 2017, during the Great American Eclipse of 2017. So now that we're here, now that we've jumped back in time to 2017, looking at this chart, we see that that back then the nodes were in fixed signs, but Aquarius and Leo. This was the beginning of this nodal transit, and during this eclipse, we have Mars, the North Node, and then look at that. The new moon solar eclipse that took place was at 28 degrees. And where's the new moon this year? It's at 28 degrees. Oh, sorry, let me go back. So the new moon taking place on May 19th, 2023 is happening at 28 degrees Taurus. So this new moon is squaring this point in the cosmos where this profound eclipse took place. And so these are all nodal points, my friends. And I have to show you this graph really quick. So this graph, this graph is a graph of all the eclipses that are going to be taking place over North America for the next a couple hundred years, I think. And so we can see this one right here. This was the 27 eclipse, and we have another one coming up in 2024 where they're going to intersect right there. So the way I see it, the way I get these downloads and how I understand it, because this is coming from an innate knowingness that even still I, Mario Mijares, I have to walk myself in interpreting and understanding these mega downloads that I receive on an intensely felt emotional psychic level. And I get led through these informations through synchronicities and just quite frankly sometimes just telepathic communications of my guides telling me, hey, Google this exact thing right now, and it leads me through exactly what I need to know. So anyways, the way I see eclipses in the north and south nodes is, so all these pathways right here of when an eclipse takes place, I literally see these as portals, as gateways and portals to travel through time, gateway travel, to literally travel through time. They're like almost like moving through black holes, and it's like I don't really know how to explain it, because my knowingness of this is on such a deep level that I haven't actually spent time trying to communicate it. I just know it, you know what I mean? And right now Pluto is at 0 degrees Aquarius. So we are in the beginning of an era of people, quite frankly, just being able to tap in more to this Aquarian keyword of I know, and especially for someone such as myself who is an instrument of Pluto. If I were to show you my chart, you would see that I am a Pluto Scorpio conjunct my rising sign in Scorpio with a Sun, Moon, Gemini in the 8th house, the domain of Scorpio. So I'm naturally tapped into this in a very peculiar level that gives me the confidence that I am tapped in to what it is that I know and speak of here with you today. So going back here, so the new moon that's taken place, this month on May 19th is happening at the 28 degree point, and it's squaring the eclipse point that took place here. I'm gonna keep moving forward because I can spend so long, trying to like break down piece by piece to you all of this. And if you want to know more, book a reading with me. Or if you want to hear more about this, let me know and I'll make more videos. So now here's another chart, another nodal point chart. After after the Great American Eclipse that took place in on August 21st, 2017, we see moving forward to 2018, we see that the nodes have finally reached the end of this transit here in Leo and Aquarius. They're at 0 degrees here. But look what else is at 0 degrees. Uranus in Taurus right here is at 0 degrees. And what is at 0 degrees in Taurus right now? It's Jupiter. Jupiter is right there at 0 degrees Taurus. And Pluto's here. And then we see soon the Mars is going to be 0 degrees Leo as well. So do you see what I'm saying? These, when the to me, what makes these nodal points is the north and south node, because the north and south node indicate to us what type of eclipse cycles we are in. And also there's just no coincidence in the precision, the beautiful precision in how these alignments overlap with each other. And as we see here in the last week of October 2018, the nodes here at the 0 degree point being squared by Uranus at this 0 degree point, while also opposing this Sun in Scorpio conjunct Venus in Scorpio retrograde right here at 2 to 3 degrees, which is where the nodes are right now. And not only that, but here in this 2018 chart, Jupiter was ending its cycle here in Scorpio. We have Mercury here in Scorpio as well. And then so this is a lot. This is a lot here. And there's one more chart I have to show you. So here in 2020, December 21st, 2020, Jupiter and Saturn had their great conjunction, which Jupiter and Saturn conjunct with each other once every 20 years. So every 20 years, they begin a new synodic cycle, is what that's called. And so this was the ending of the previous synodic cycle that took place in the year 2000. And so here is the Saturn-Jupiter great conjunction initiating a new synodic cycle. So, it's likely that during this time in 2020, you were hearing all kinds of astrologers and psychics and channelers talking about this profound conjunction. There was a lot of spiritual and religious texts around this conjunction. People were calling it the Star of Bethlehem and all sorts. So what makes this conjunction more special than the previous conjunctions that take place every 20 years is that for the first time in 200 years, the synodic cycle was beginning in a different element, which is 0 degrees Aquarius, the element of air. So for the last 200 years, every time Saturn and Jupiter were starting a new synodic cycle every 20 years, it was happening in earth signs, in earth elements. And again, I can break down in other videos what the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction is. There's tons of videos and articles, information out there for you to read yourself. I just want to point out what's happening here. This took place in 2020, and as we see 3 years later, Pluto is now been spending an extended amount of time at this 0 degree point. But wait, there's more. Here, we also, at the same time this new synodic cycle began, we also had a Sun Mercury conjunction here on the winter solstice, the longest night of the year. So this is a buildup. Everything that's happening right now, we have literally been building up to it piece by piece for the last several years. And the beginning of this new synodic cycle was in a relatively wide square to Uranus and Taurus here. This is all very significant. And as we see, the moon is in Pisces right here. And now Neptune is here in this zone where the moon was before. So it's like, it is a lot. It is a lot, my friends. So with everything that I have just pointed out in these nodal points and these 0 degree points here, is because I just want to add this perspective with the information and the wisdom in which I interpret to you, to help us see that we are collectively playing part in a profound, multi-dimensional transformational cycle for the entire human race here. The past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously. Time is not linear, but we use linear time of reference, and these eclipses really help. So what's so important about the here and now, this timeline right now, is because with these alignments and with the power that we have in our choice here in this timeline, this is where we are right here right now. So this is where we have the biggest influential power in changing these timelines of the past and the future in the direction in which we want to lead humanity. So we're in very fertile ground right now, very, very, very fertile ground. And yes, we also are dealing with the process of having to transmute very evil, very evil. The word is evil. I don't want to say negative or dark, because negative and dark is just another aspect of light and dark, and they're both necessary aspects of the spectrum. But there is, in my opinion, a separate vibration that I am going to, quite frankly, just call fucking evil. So we are in this spiritual war of eliminating these evil vibrations here, these hostile evil vibrations here, that understand that this is the time, the prophetic time of the paradigm shift, of the ascension and evolutionary process of human consciousness of the planet, which is why all these intense agendas are being initiated now, because this is still just the beginning of the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius, we're just barely beginning it that there. So, don't get too carried away, as most people try to. And I don't think it's intentional, but it's like the age of Aquarius is going to last thousands of years. So the epitome, the magnum opus of what the age of Aquarius represents is not here yet. It's here, but in another location in space and time. And so where we are now is still just on the journey process to get there, and to get to that magnum opus of what the age of Aquarius represents. Because remember, we have 200 years of a new synodic cycle that was initiated in the air signs right here. So this is the signaling that we are in what Christopher Witecki, badass astrologer, and what he would say is the dawning of the dawn of the age of Aquarius. And I really agree with that, because here we are, with a lot of activity taking place in the 0 degree of the fixed signs, all fixed signs. But this powerful synodic cycle beginning a new 200-year era of Saturn Jupiter synodic cycles taking place in air signs. Whereas before they were taking place in earth signs for the last 200 years. And earth is all about rules, structures, the physical reality, military, food. And we've mastered these things over the last 200 years. We've mastered agriculture and food and getting food around the whole country, and money and capitalism and military and governments and all sorts of corporate structures and things like that. This synodic cycle really supported that era in development, and now we're in a new era of development where we're in the air signs, where we're more in the intellect, in the philosophy, in how we communicate. We're in a whole new transformational development, evolutionary process of the spiritual, mental, knowledge and information realms here. So like, yeah, this is just the beginning. And so, like, as I always try to say, the reason, why we're here, I know why I'm here and why I chose to be here in this point now, is for the children. It's for the future. We have to hold we have to hold an integral vibration, paving the way for generations being born now, within these new cycles here, so they have somewhere to land when they come of age 30 years from now, 60 years from now, taking on the mantle in rebuilding everything here. So don't lose sight of that. And I know you're not. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this today. So this was just a tidbit. Again, like, I really want to talk for hours about all of this. But this is all I can do for now. And I really want you to take all this information that I shared here to empower yourself. Because even though you may not feel like you are, a multidimensional badass starseed warrior, that is doing all kinds of intensive psychic battles against invisible forces in high unseen places, trying to divert humanity from manifesting the most negative timelines possible. You are an active, deployed starseed warrior of love and light and death and darkness. It's all part of the spectrum, baby. So, keep that in mind, and I salute all of you, my galactic comrades. It is truly an honor to be here at this point right now. It is a profound, amazing, beautiful time here. My birthday is coming up in a couple, and in 2 weeks, May 24th. We got the new moon happening May 19th. I just moved to a whole new state, started a whole new life with my fiance, expanding my family, and all sorts of other business ventures and exciting things that we're building right now. We're just getting started. So this is a profound, fertile time to just plant the seed. If you were thinking of doing something, start with the first step of making a phone call or filling out an application or making a vision board or a plan. This is just the beginning. You don't have to have everything perfect and understand. You don't have to have all the data to first. We're not in Virgo season. We're in Taurus season, heading into Gemini season. So you don't have to really know as much as you think. You just need to start somewhere. Go ahead and book a reading with me. Here's my website. I haven't posted my discounted rates on my website yet. So you see my original price in booking a reading is $125, but if you message me directly, you get this reading with all my experience, all my wisdom, and all my compassion and appreciation in being of service to you all for $80. You save $45 for a 1 hour live one-on-one consultation with me. This special discounted rate is going to be available all the way till the end of Gemini season. So June 20th. I am here for you. Peace.